Lindsay from Planet Verge. I'm here with Karen, also of Planet Verge. And we're here with Elephant Gun, the hottest new band coming out of Chicago, according to the Chicago Tribune.
And like recently,
Secret. The issue we have with Elephant Gun is just the massive hair problem that we've noticed in the band. And Karen, in her good, sweet nature, volunteered to fix it. So we're cutting some hair, we're changing lives, and we're talking about Elephant Gun. So Zach, let's talk about Elephant Gun. That's what we're here for.
Really?
Really? I know.
I do that all the time.
Right? That's right. Who are you talking to today?
Red Eye. We made finalists for a band, like a competition they have every year for local bands, and they have hundreds of bands send in their demos and whatnot, and the Trib, Metro Mix, and Red Eye people all listened to all the demos and picked 10 finalists, and we were lucky enough to be one of those 10.
No, but seriously, what the hell do you do for Elephant Gun? I know the answer, the camera doesn't know the answer.
I played piano and organ and other various instruments that had keys on them.
Keyboards, computer keyboards?
Yeah,
eventually. Up there with your Mac?
What's the little thing that you blow into?
Oh, the melodica? Yeah, I play that too.
I think I saw one of those.
Oh yeah, I love that thing. My mom found it at a garage sale for $5.
Your mom found it? Yeah. I hope you bleached that thing, Jesus.
Oh, I did. I cleaned the shit out of that thing. I was like, my mouth is going on.
For those of you who are not here to witness it, this is quite a transformation we've made on Zach. And you can see the hair on my floor and his shoulder, which is now going back to my floor, which is awesome. So I think we've made some progress here. We did not cut Zach, so another successful haircut.
Yeah, no blood.
No blood. Always good.
No blood.
Why? Make me look like this.
I don't know if I appreciate you poking fun at my...
I brought this with me. You know how when you go to the haircutting places, barbershop salons, whatever, and they have those big books. You say, I want to look like this. This is what I want to look like. Can you do the eyebrows?
We're here with Justin / John Cusack, wannabe. Also of Elephant Gun, also not desperate need of a haircut, but in need of a haircut. In want of a haircut. Alright, cool. So Justin, you are a member of Elephant Gun, but correction, please.
Indian Spirit Guide member.
Oh no, you're official now, aren't you?
Well,
does that mean he has to not be the Indian Spirit Guide member?
Yeah, you can lose rights to Indian Spirit Guide if you join the band.
Our shows can be very emotionally moving, and many times after the experience, people need counseling, and I'm here for that. If they need to sit down in a quiet space and talk through what they've just experienced, I'm glad to offer that sort of counseling.
That's very kind of you. But before you do that, what are you doing for Elephant Gun?
I play saxophone.
Oh, okay.
Well, I kind of fell into a membership with this band because I was invited to play on their second studio album, Beartime Stories. Really, I think it was 1 or 2 songs that you had in mind with saxophone, and then the rest was just kind of history. Like, okay, this band sounds good with the saxophone. I don't think there's many instruments that you would hear in Elephant Gun that you'd say, wow, that really doesn't fit. The style of music kind of facilitates any sound or any input.
All right, so the after with Justin. It looks shockingly like his old hair, but there's less of it. So Justin, after, yay!
Okay, wait, we definitely need a before.
You need a before. So, and a quick little explanation. So Paul, member of Elephant Gun, bass player? Yes, bass player. Bass player for Elephant Gun, has not had his haircut since March 31st.
1 year, April 1st. We'll go
April 1st, 2009.
Tape this to your face.
So, as part of the, year in review that we'll be doing, we're going to ceremoniously cut a lock of Paul's hair. So, Jameson's down, scissors are up, and the band is ready. Let's do this.
Let's cut Paul's hair.
founding member? How old
Yes,
is Elephant Gun? Let's talk about that. How old
Elephant
is-
Gun, okay, the story.
We're gonna go wild and we're gonna talk about the band for a minute.
That's not allowed.
Story of Elephant Gun. We started in the winter of 06 to 07. But yeah, no,
Years ago.
summer of 07 was probably like our debut, and that's when we got Jim. And, you know, of course, we've accelerated into the amount of members that we have now.
How much of Elephant Gun is actually like simpatico, hanging out, having a good time, and how much of it is just like it's a work relationship? We come in, we play our music, and then we go our separate ways.
It's a really good question. Really, I mean, we've always been kind of like a family. Because, you know, I do want to say that there is a professional relationship with all of us. But everyone is really friendly. You know, it's always kind of felt like a family.
So, So we've reached the halfway point of Paul. And I think we have actually, in our reliving of high school and discussing times gone by, we've touched, Paul, I would say elementary school, maybe 7 years old.
I would say 7. I'm gonna go with 7, maybe 8.
Maybe 8.
Maybe 8.
Because Paul wasn't that cool when he was 8.
That's totally cool when I was 8.
Alright, so Elephant Gun now has 9 to 10 members, depending on the day and the mood of the people in the band. What is driving that evolution?
I think it helps that, one, we know a lot of people that play music professionally, and 2, you know, we always find ourselves saying, you know, we could use this, we could use that. I guess at this point it's like whatever members we can add that add to the sound. And it helps that some of these members, you know, we've grown up with, or we've known, or we trust, you know, that sort of thing.
Now, how would you describe the sound of Elephant Gun?
God.
Because I've heard that's the hardest part I have in telling people about. Oh no, this band I saw, they were great. What did they sound like?
Folk, rock, Americana, gypsy, folk.
A lot of folk.
Yeah.
A lot of folk. After Paul, looking not at all less like a date rapist, but maybe a classier one. Yeah. Maybe a
more
different.
professional.
A little more professional, a different decade date rapist.
Yeah.
So you are one of the founding Elephant Gunners.
Technically, yes. They already had their founding members, and then they added me, and then that was a little bit more color to the, you know, whatever, canvas.
Okay.
We all started writing different kinds of music, and music that was like more like Western.
Western, as in.
Like we wanted to pretend that we were cowboys or some shit like that. Started thinking more about like this sort of roots acoustic music, and started writing like that, and then basically the 2 albums that you got came out of that. Like you have KP, and then our second album, Bear Time Stories, which is a culmination of obviously all of our tastes and everything. You know, it's this sort of folk thing, but this sort of riveting thing, like you were asking, I think, Paul, like, what defines your band, or you're asking someone what defines their band, and like each song sort of defines our band. Like the time that the song Pure Marquette that we have, like, came and that defined our band, because like once that song comes that Jared writes, or John writes, or I write, then you can play that song, then you can play the guitar in that song a certain way. Then you're like, oh, this is so cool, I get to point my guitar at the audience, like on that picture of Johnny Cash or whatever. And you get that, and so each song has been sort of the next step in the process. And this is
Well,
mine.
then give me something to
I
hold.
don't think so.
Give yourself a free hand. It's time to go.
This is mine.
Ask him a question. I'm gonna be the director now.
First of all.
Don't you ever die, baby.
Yo, wang
Don't
on
you
that
ever
camera.
die.
So much fun.
This interview is focused on making me look like a dick.